Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF) has rejected moves by the federal government to increase value-added tax. The governors, while making their position known after a meeting in Abuja on Thursday, said the move is untimely. According to a communique issued after the meeting, the governors backed President Bola Tinubu's controversial tax reform bills. The forum reiterated its strong support for the comprehensive reform of Nigeria's archaic tax laws. Members acknowledged the importance of modernizing the tax system to enhance fiscal stability and align with global best practices. The forum endorsed a reverse value-added tax sharing formula to ensure equitable distribution of resources. Members agreed that there should be no increase in the VAT rate or reduction in corporate income tax at this time to maintain economic stability. The forum advocated for the continued exemption of essential goods and agricultural produce from VAT to safeguard the welfare of citizens and promote agricultural productivity. The meeting recommended that there should be no terminal clauses for TED Fund, NATSIN and NITSTAR in the sharing of development levies in the bills. The meeting supports the continuation of the legislative process that the National Assembly will communicate in the eventual passage of the tax reform bills. Well, I'd love to ask you quickly, Barrister Okoro, what do you have concerning this with the governors being against VAT, but they actually back the tax reform bills that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put in place?
They should have said they partially back the tax reform bill, because when one of the major ingredients in the tax reform bill of this Bola Tinubu's administration was increase in VAT and decrease in corporate income tax. And let us bring it down to the ordinary, to layman's understanding. What is VAT? And what are the consequences of increasing the VAT? You know, VAT is the impact of VAT is that the consumer will pay higher amount in the purchase of goods. That is, the burden of the price of the increase in the price of goods will now be borne by the citizens. The goods that a product that is supposed to cost 20,000 naira will now, when you add the VAT, I don't know how much is the VAT. If it is 18%, or okay, let's say 10%, a good that is supposed to, you now pay 22,000 naira. 2,000 naira will be VAT, which will now be paid to government coffers. Now, the implication is that the government will have advantage when there is increase in VAT, but the citizens will be punished because the prices of goods will skyrocket. And perhaps that is one of the reasons that made the Governors Forum, the powerful Governors Forum in Nigeria, to say no. On that part, the citizens, I think, will benefit from that.
Okay.
But it will negatively impact on the government. On the contrary, conversely, the government intends to also decrease corporate income tax. And what does that mean? When you decrease corporate income tax, it will promote smaller industries, small companies upcoming, companies, small and medium enterprises, SMEs, will benefit when you decrease. It means people, according to them, these companies that have the annual income less than 50 million, their pricing, the tax they will pay should be brought down to a certain percentage. It would have encouraged, the industries, the companies to stabilize. And you would have seen lots of small and medium enterprises, steering up here and there. It boosts the economy. But in this regard, they have hit on this thing. In that instance, the government are the people losing. Because if they increase the income tax, they would have benefited them more. But they are decreasing it to encourage a lot of people to come into small and medium enterprises, establishing companies, and it boosts the economy. But with what the Governors Forum have done, they have killed that vision. And mind you, this Governors Forum, they are very, very influential. They can also influence the legislators from their zones, from their states, to say, this is what we have agreed. You people should also key into that. Whereas it's not supposed to be so. The legislators are supposed to be independent based on the separation of the principle of separation of powers. But you see, it doesn't work here in this country. The governors control the legislators. Executive controls them. Yeah, because of perhaps, I don't know, you may know.
Well, thank you so much on that. So, in your thoughts, the increase in VAT is actually not a considerable one because it affects the public.
It affects them negatively.
Yes. But what do you have to say about the tax reform bills?
Yes, I've taken time to study these tax reform bills.
And then the fact that most of the northern governors have actually rejected it, they're still yet to accept it, saying that it will affect the economic value of the northern states, the northeast. Yeah,
because of, the bill, in the sharing formula, it didn't actually favor them. You understand? In the sharing formula.
Okay.
So that is why they are kicking against it. That's why they are kicking against it. But now you see the Governors Forum have keyed into that. Yes, they have keyed into that. Because I think the idea was that where the company is cited, that is where, not where the consumption takes place, but where the company, the industry is cited. That is the state. That is where the company, the industries are domiciled. They are the ones to benefit on that. So they have seen that, most of these companies are domiciled in Lagos and the southern, and the goods are taken all over the country. They are not going to benefit from that, even though you pay the tax there, but the tax you are paying goes to others, so that's why they're kicking against it.
Okay.
Yeah, just in a layman's understanding.